Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. And before I start it, I would like to say a great appreciation and Happy New Year, JCK CPA, for supporting the channel and donated for the buying a coffee. Of course, you deserve a personal recognitions here. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, I want to say thank you guys for coming in. Click the shares, the likes, the subscribes. Hopefully, this year the channel is going to be rocketing because I'm planning to also do some little training videos in there, which is you're going to be learning some things from me. But also, you can go ahead and study yourself. Okay, so this is gonna be very good of kind of like a learning, but it's also self-help where you can learn to combine the astrology, psychology, philosophy, and spirituality under the one roof. And hopefully, that's gonna help a lot of us in there. So, hi, Jolene. Thank you for coming in. So, we're going to be dealing with a lot of things today. Got some more information. So, this report might be going to be a little bit bigger than usually is. We're going to have beginning at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Going to be starting because that energy is going to beginning to build during the day. And after 3 o'clock, that energy is just going to be just pushing your buttons for these cardinal changes. What the cardinal changes are? We talked about Chiron. Chiron, who is in Aries. We talk about Jupiter, who is in Cancer. We're going to be talking about the moon that is at Libra. And we're going to talking about this union of the Sun, Mars, and Venus that are at Capricorn. The first one is who you are. You are wounded. And now the wounded healer represents you. What is going to be your wounds? I'm going to be reading you the cardinal, the Sabian symbol for that. But that is it about the cardinal changes you are making when you are born. But where you are born? Who give you birth? Your mother. So we have a Jupiter that is at Cancer. What is it that Cancer represents? Family. Who is ruling Cancer? The moon. What does it represent? Mother, right? Then we have the moon that is at Libra. Who makes the balance at home? The love and the values. But if there is an issue between authority actions, love and values, with the intuition, guess what? Things in the family is not going to be running properly, right? Usually who makes a balance in the family, right? The mother, but right now the mother doesn't have a balance, so it has to be triggered out. And then it's the collective work that needs to be done within the family, right? Everyone, every in the family has to be what working for this interchange that is going to be. And now that interchange is depending of what? With all the family members. They cannot be coming together. But you can't put family into family members together if you have not put who together? Yourself. So this is going to be some a very needed process. It's going to be rough. Of course, it's going to be pushing some buttons left, right, wherever it hurts. And maybe it's going to push in your buttons wherever it doesn't hurt. But this, at the end, in about 2 days, we're going to be getting much better. So I'm going to be reaching you. First of all, I'm going to be putting into the under the post those. This is the Sabian symbols in there, and Chiron. Chiron right now is at 22 degrees in there. That is about 38 minutes, which is falling in the 23rd degree, and it represents a pregnant woman in the light summer dress. That is one of the masculine aggressiveness and the moment desire for fulfillment are integrated and you realize it an expected child, your inner child. Okay? And that is you. And here we're going to be seeing it that the basic meaning remains the same. Summer is the period of fruition. Men are receptive, woman meant at the receptive woman in their levels and gives this, reaps these fruits of this dynamic activity. We're going to see the dynamic activity at the end because that word dynamic activity is going to be actually triggers everything within you. So later on we're going to see some that Jupiter that it's in Cancer. He's in 20 degrees right now in a few minutes, and we're going to be seeing that he represents the 21st degree of Cancer. A famous singer is proving her virtuosity during an operatic performance, the emotional reward accompanying cultural excellence. This is about, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but this is a more about did you get the happiness after the reward? That, your professional experience got better and so on and so on. And at the end, the whole thing says about the price of success for the individual as well as the collective, acclaiming him or her. And the end is a very beautiful question. What is success really worth? Your personal success is it have to be paying the price about the family. Very big lessons in there. All right, the moon. The moon is going to be at 20 degrees plus, and I picked up the 21 degree. A Sunday crowd enjoyed the beach, reviving contact of the mother force of the nature of social togetherness. That is how you make a balance of social togetherness. And that social togetherness, it is basically the proper ways we are building what? Society. Okay? This is how we build this society. And as we're going to be looking at this society in there, you're going to be looking at in this, but this is a type of organization is the Mara principle, for instance, galactic space. Astrology. Yeah. So with this energy, we are going to be going into and see all the last portions of this conflict. That is going to be a relay race. Okay. This is when you're turning, switching on and off, and things that it goes on in there, and the whole this process in there and this progress we're talking about in there is going to be comparable to what? Dynamic interchange. So this dynamic interchange begin in there. So all those four forces, this is a fire, this is a the beginning, the excitement, the primary force in there is going to be going into the water. That is it about Cancer, about the emotions. Then we're going to go to the air, to feeling the vibrations, the things from the above. But the fourth one, that is the earth. What are we going to be doing with all this on earth when we get it? All right. So with that being said, I'm going to be starting with the astrology report for today, and you guys hopefully are going to get all that stuff that it needs to be. I'm going to be putting, as I said, I'm going to be putting it the Sabian symbols. You guys can read it on your own, and you guys can pick it up, what it's for you. Okay. All right. 7 o'clock in the morning, the ascendant is going to be at Capricorn. That is going to be squaring Neptune in there. As we see it, you're doing a certain things, but they're not going the way you want it. They're not moving. The vision is not there. It's like you see it through it, but it is. It's just kind of like a little bit of brain fog in there. That fog that it comes into you. And all of a sudden you see it and then you don't see it. You're trying to get into this barrier. Well, that barrier right now is at the end of a cycle. So you cannot fully see the new cycle. and you haven't let it go of the old cycle. Okay? In the old world, they said like this: don't shoot the two rabbits. It's very seldom you can really hit one rabbit, right? Because you're trying to shoot the two, but sometimes what happens? One rabbit to with one bullet, two rabbits, right? But they're also saying never sit in two chairs because you're gonna fall off. So this is a one of the things it is gonna be coming into trigger in there. The inner work is gonna be at Scorpio. That is it about working within the shadow. But that work in the shadow, it's gonna be trining the North Node, which is gonna be the purpose for it. We are gonna be going into these rough periods, but they are going to have a purpose. Build us stronger for the future that it's coming. Okay, 8 o'clock. Be very, 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 very careful in there. Mars is going to be in the ascendant with the sun. That is going to be opposing Jupiter, squares the moon, and squares Chiron. This is where the first time we're going to beginning to do this energy. We're going to see this energy is coming. That's going to be the ascendant. We're going to be dealing exactly with that energy in a few hours. But then we're going to see on the ascendant is going to be coming Chiron. So, so pay attention into your feelings. Try not to overreact. Try not to create an actions that you're going to be feel sorry for it. But trying to see what is it the actions is teaching you how to be learned to work in team with this dynamic interchange. Okay, because this dynamic interchange, it is how the things are going within the what? Into the society. Society is a one big giant family. All right. Later on, we're going to see the Pluto is going to be coming out in the ascendant. That is going to be at 9 o'clock energy. Very beautiful. The inner work, it's at Sag. It's sextile in Pluto. It says like it's time for this transformation. Okay, and some of you doesn't understanding, the word transformation. So I dig that up for you so you can get it. It comes in from the word transformare. That it's coming in from transformare, from trans, which just means point across or across. Something that you moving, it's preposition, something that it's in there, and forma, which is mean form. And here how we seeing it, that the whole meaning right there, it is across, beyond, on the other side of. And here we're going to be finding on the other side of this conflict. Okay. And that is the meaning of trans, and the forma is Latin and it comes from the Italian, but that means what? Form, shape, and appearance. How you going to be looking after you're going to the other side, and that is going to be that part of the transformations process. Together we are going into the age of Aquarius. Pluto is in Aquarius, and that's what this is. How we are going to be looking at, going to be crossing over. All right, 10 o'clock, the energy is going to be a little bit more calmed down. This is going to be kind of like one of those things that, it's all beautiful, it's all sunny, but you see and a little bit out there, there is a dark clouds are coming in. The storm, you're seeing it, the storm. But right now it's calm before the storm. And the ascendant is going to be very close to the North Node. It's going to be telling you, it's like, you know what, you're doing this for this purpose. Okay? That purpose that is going to be coming in within us, it is about what? To look at it and to understand and to operate from what? The base of the soul. The inner work is going to be trining Chiron. And at the same time, it's going to be some divine energies with Jupiter. Basically, it's going to be saying what? Take a look at it. your beginning, how transformed to the family, how did that begins into a family pattern. All right, 11 o'clock, we're going to see the inner work very close to Mercury. The moon, it's already is moving very close to closing this circle. You're going to start seeing it, these energies, particularly we're talking about that the moon is going to be at the seventh house. This is about all kind of like a sort of contracts, relationships, and anything that has to do with corporations that makes them have to have a balance in there. All the level of all kind of contracts, when you take from simple word contract like okay, I'll do it, that is a simple word contract, to a soul contract that you sign up and it says, you know what, from my soul I'm going to be doing it, right? To the contract with the universe that you have of what your soul is going to be doing here. So now the pressure is going to beginning to be felt. So much is going to start coming in. It's going to be start rising up at 11 o'clock. And at 12 o'clock, we are going to be dealing with the energy that came in at 8 o'clock as Mars and the Sun and the Venus, they were, and the Ascendant. We're going to see that energy is very much to it. Now we're going to be working at that energy. The ascendant right now is going to be at Taurus, is about fulfilling this into the material world. And as we are looking at into the material world, what are we going to be doing in the material world? Because if we don't know who we are, we don't know what kind of family. If you don't know what kind of family, we cannot create a very beautiful relationship. If you don't do the relationship, are we doing the job? You already know the answer. Okay, so as we are going and progressing more and more, at 1 o'clock, the energy is going to be with Pluto. It's the same thing as in the morning. We see it at first. It came in Mars, the Sun, and Venus, and then Pluto came out. Again, about these transformations, how you get into the other side. Pluto is helping us to get through the other side. But if we're not doing nothing, can we get to the other side? Some people is going to be staring at the bridge and they're never going to cross it. Some people is going to see the bridge and they're going to be like, what the heck is this? And some people is going to be like, man, I've been waiting for this bridge all my life. Zoom, right? That's how it's going to be. Okay, so as we're going to be keeping going through the day, at 2 o'clock is going to be this calmness again with the storm. It's basically it's going to be this energy of really kind of like a calm down, silent, beautiful things. All of a sudden, that energies later on is going to start just like bubbles it up. All the buttons is going to be start pushing in, all the red buttons, you know, and that red buttons is going to be leading us to what? To what we have to accomplish here to get to where we are going in life. But not by what are we thinking, but what is the society needed. So we can fulfill our destiny into the society. If you understand those portions right there, particularly for those who have something to do with Capricorn, with the public service, you will understanding the things I'm telling you. And now we are talking about this 3 o'clock. Now it's at 3 o'clock. The moon is at 20 degrees. The sun is at 20 degrees. Mars is at 20 degrees. Jupiter is at 20 degrees. Now everything is just turn it on red. Now we have Chiron that is at 22 degrees, and on the top of everything, the midheaven right now is at Scorpio, and it squares what? It squares Lilith and it squares Uranus. Everything that you thought it cannot be happening, it's happening. Every fear that you feel, like everything of the shadow that comes in, it's just gonna be coming out. And all these things that's gonna be start coming out of it, you're gonna be like, OMG, right? And now with this OMG, We're going to see this energy of Jupiter is going to be coming out at the ascendant. It's about that growth. We talk about this Jupiter in there. We're going to see some that Venus, the Sun, and Mars, they're going to be at the seventh house. Here is about this productivity and the relationships. How you work it out, your relationships. Can you put it together? If you see the energy there right now, it's very beautiful. It is Mars, the Sun, and Venus. That's a masculine part. That is the will, the authority, and that is the love and values. All this is coming together. But something is not quite right. Because certain things has not been done. And this is what the intuition wants to make sure that everything will be done and properly. You may gonna feel like everyone is trying to push in your buttons. Everything, it's like all of a sudden goes against you. That is when you want to see the things that comes towards you that you need to really accomplish so you can get where you need to go. Hi, later on that energies we are talking about 6 o'clock, the inner work is going to be with Chiron, who is opposing the moon. The energy is really getting hot. Okay, you may gonna feel like ouch, but that's how is it going. Okay, here is the inner work right now with Chiron. Here is that squaring, as we're saying it right here. But if this square doesn't happen, the progress is not going to be happening. If you understanding this, you will find that this is a divine purpose. Okay? The divine purpose within you. The development, the creation. Where is the creation? Creations happened at Leo. And this is why at 6 o'clock, as the ascendant is going to be going into Leo, we're going to see this beautiful finger of God, that green triangle. It's going to be making from the North Node and from this beautiful, beautiful union. Can you be able to make it though? Could you listen that little tiny voice of the soul and the spirit that says you can create it, you can go through it, right? All right. Keeping it going, guys. The next hour, this is going to be at 7 p.m. The inner work is going to be at Taurus. The ascendant is going to be at Leo. Things is going to be a little bit calmed down after you understanding the authority that you are going to have to build totally new way in order you to crossing into the other side. Okay, what is going to be look like in the other side? And you preparing yourself how you're gonna be looking into the other side. You may gonna have some visions how you're gonna be looking the other side. You may gonna have some dreams how you're gonna be looking to the other side. But guess what? Those dreams that comes in to tells you, you do the work, you're gonna get the goodies. Okay, you do the work, you're gonna get the goodies. All right. Challenges is going to be coming in at 8 o'clock. We know them that ascendant that it's going to be at Virgo, that is going to be squaring Uranus and Lilith right now. The inner work that it's very close to Uranus, it is in divine energies with the moon, which is basically says, listen to the divine things that it's going to be coming in. We know we have a problem with the growth in the family. The family is not properly growth. We know we have a problem with the masculine and the authority and the love and values. They're not working properly. And we know the whole root is up there, your inner child. Now what you need to do is you need to forgive yourself for the things that you didn't know, grab your inner child, give it a hug, and go forward. Okay? That is going to be to make this balance, right? All right. Well, talking about this balance at 9 o'clock, we're going to see some the South Node is going to be coming into the ascendant as the inner work is going to be at Gemini. The pressure is still going to be in there. For some other people, this could be a very intense. If you're getting hot vibes, get a cold shower, drink a cold water, cool it off your body. Okay, if you have to, take some of the genetic or generic painkillers, for headaches, because some of the people they're really gonna have some headaches because this is a major cardinal changes that we are going to have to face. 10 o'clock, the ascendant is going to be at Virgo, that's going to be squaring the inner work at Gemini. Dualities. These dualities are where? They're everywhere within you. And you're wondering how you're going to be going through it. You're going to be going through it by feel. The same thing what they say in a Star Wars, right? Feel the force. You have to feeling this energy that are going to be coming in from the future, in order to succeed. There's some of the sportsmen. They tell them you have to feel how you get the cup. You have to feel how you're going over there, and you're celebrating, and you are happy, and you are excited. So you can get that the energies in there, right? In the form of manifestations. All right, 11 o'clock, the ascendant is going to be at Libra. That is going to be remind us about the yesterday and what is the difference between yesterday and today, right? We are going to be seeing it right now that Uranus and Saturn and Neptune, they're pumping up the moon, this mothering energy at the family in there with a very beautiful yacht. And here how we're going to get the help in there. Saturn is going to be teaching us, and guess what? Uranus is the sudden changes. So you get in learning and changes. It has anything to do with transformation? Everything. Okay? But if the buttons was not pushed, we won't be able to get that energy. And the energy is going to be supporting from above. Okay? The energy is going to be coming towards us. And if you have to be more proper at midnight, that energy is going to beginning to be kind of like a hot. For those of you who cannot follow sleep, that's kind of the energy is going to be looking at that midnight up here. But you need to understand that those changes here, these divine energies, this yacht that it's pointing towards the moon, it is about you to find within the soul how you to establish the balance with all those energies that needs to be changed at the same time. Too much? Maybe it is the right time. There is never a wrong time. So don't think about what is wrong, what is this, what is that, and so on and so on. Thinking about it. What can I do so you can make it better? Okay? Thinking about like the mother that wants to get better, that wants to put the family to be together. Okay? That's what is going to be taking it with this. And that's what it was, the astrogravitational report for today. And I'm going to be giving you some little bit more heads up at 7 o'clock in the morning. We're going to be waking up with this divine energy at the moon. Okay? Very beautiful energy. This is going to be, we're talking about the 11th of January. Here is this, yeah. Now you see it more powerful, right? But this energy here of personal things that they don't want to grow, right? Are we going to be facing it, what we don't want to grow? Is the moon is going to be teaching us to grow? We are going to find out when the moon is going to be coming in and join them. And that's going to be the new moon at Capricorn. Okay? That place where we about to see, have we done the work, and can we beginning to even evolve after doing the work? All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your comments, the clicks, the likes, the shares, and the subscribes. And I appreciate so much for donating to the channel. Much love to you guys. I wish you, all of you, good luck because this is going to be a tough times. And please don't forget about it, that the people around you also have a rough time. All right. So God bless us all. We're going to go through this. Much love.